The latest controversy surrounding this live action remake of Snow White is pretty interesting. I mean, there's usually controversy surrounding their live action remakes, but this one takes the cake in that it's actually being attacked as anti-feminist as opposed to being too feminist, which is kind of what they were going for, I think, but they seem to miss the mark on this one. So let's check out this article right here from Glamour of all places. People attacking Rachel Zegler's Snow White in the name of feminism proves that women can't win. I'm sorry, this is just hilarious right here. I mean, you're trying to appeal to these people and it just doesn't work for them. West Side Story actor and soon-to-be Disney princess Rachel Zegler has received backlash online for comments she has made about her rendition of Snow White being a leader and not prioritize falling in love. First of all, the original Snow White wasn't trying to be a leader. I mean, she became a leader of the dwarfs in a certain sense, but that was also her goal wasn't to fall in love with the prince. Her goal was literally just to survive a queen who was trying to kill her. And in that, she kind of slid into a role as a kind of a maternal figure to the dwarfs and actually became a leader, and they loved her and wanted to protect her. I mean, that seems to be a good thing right there, a good message, but they don't seem to want to push that in this movie. Zegler's trolling began with waves of racist remarks about her casting in the live action movie in 2021, with many arguing that a Latina actress shouldn't be playing a princess with famously pale skin. It's not that Snow White had famously pale skin. It was literally the reason of her name being Snow White is that she had very pale skin and she was very fair complected. I mean, that was the whole fairest of them all. I mean, right now they're trying to change the fairest of them all to be something else because they want to have a different message that they're trying to push. And if they're saying it's racist to criticize a race swap casting, I mean, how would they feel if they cast a white woman to play Tiana in a remake of Princess and the Frog? I mean, if they're by their logic, if you criticize that casting, then that would be racist too. But I don't think they would see it that way. It's only racist, or it's not racist when you get rid of white people. Apparently, it's only racist if you get rid of other people. The latest criticism, however, is that she and Disney shouldn't be discouraging young girls from being saved by a prince or anyone if that's what they want. And like I said, Snow White didn't want to be saved by a prince. I mean, she really didn't have the choice. She was poisoned and dead. I mean, and then the prince chose to save her. The trouble is this: critics are taking what she said out of context and using facets of modern feminism, more specifically the importance of choice, to attack and attempt at empowering a Disney princess to do something other than fall in love. Like, again, they don't seem to understand what the original movie was. And I'm pretty sure that the people who actually wrote this article and probably the people who wrote the remake and Rachel Zegler herself don't actually understand the original. I mean, did they even see it? Maybe they watched it once when they were little, but I mean, it really does come across as like, oh yeah, you know, the general idea of Snow White, there was a queen, there was Snow White, there was 7 dwarfs, there was a prince who saved her at the end, and that's pretty much all they get from this, but they don't understand a lot of the nuance from this. But I like if you actually scroll down in the article, they point out this TikTok video that specifically kind of spurred a lot of this criticism online, people attacking it for being kind of anti-feminist, because it is basically an anti-choice. It's basically saying we support feminism so long as you actually do the choices that we want, otherwise that you're not a real feminist. But take a look at this video.
1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White.
I have so many issues with this new Disney Snow White remake. Right now, Disney is trying to push this agenda onto young girls that you don't want Prince Charming, you don't want to be saved, and you don't want love. Instead, you should only and exclusively want to be a leader that saves herself. That's not feminism.
I'm wondering if they're going to call this person racist and sexist. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do it. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that this article decided to embed this particular video, because you can't use that racist, sexist excuse. I mean, they literally had it at the start of the article here saying it's racist and stuff like that. But no, I mean, it doesn't work with this woman right here.
I don't know what that is, but that's not feminism. In my opinion, that is not feminism. And in this interview, they're basically trashing the 1937 Snow White, which in my opinion was like the ultimate feminist film of its time.
As it was.
Think of it this way. Snow White ran away. She protected herself. She sustained her life. She lived with these 7 dwarves. And you know, at the end of the film, she still ended up with a prince. She still ended up with a prince. Why was Princess and the Frog such a beloved movie? Because Princess Tiana had both. She hustled, she worked, and she still had that restaurant, and she ended up with a prince. She could have both. Stop pushing this agenda.
That's exactly it. I mean, it's not about feminism, about giving choice and letting women have their own agency and things like that and being a leader like they're trying to claim for this new one. It's literally just being anti-male. And that's the thing about this, is a lot of people are starting to pick up on this right now. I mean, you go to Twitter, I mean, you see a lot of people, Rachel Zegler is single-handedly destroying this movie. My TikTok feed is full of people on all sides posting about her holier than thou crappy attitude. It's not okay. Yeah, you got this video from what is
The
it?
original cartoon came out in 1937,
Oh, yeah, it's the same
and
one.
very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's not what happened.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
Yeah, they really hate the original, and they're not even trying to disguise it anymore. I mean, they usually try to say like, "Oh, we love the original. We're just trying to bring it to modern times." It's like, no, you hate the original. Just say it. Just say it. Oh, and then this one. Oh, I think these ones are like her about on the picket line. Let me see, what's this?
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventure.
So this is what I said. Like, they don't even know what they're talking about. They just maybe watched it when they were a kid and just kind of know the general idea, but don't actually understand the story.
If I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress
Oh, yeah, I love this.
of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed.
Yeah, and that she has to be paid for standing around. I mean, this is the problem with this too. It's like, it's just the fact that she's very insufferable. I mean, and it's not a good picture right there. It looks terrible. But yeah, you get that. I mean, so she doesn't even know, admitting she didn't like Snow White growing up, saying she only watched it once before getting the role is so sad to me. And that's the thing, like, they always at least tried to say like, oh, we love the original character, but now we need representation, which also kind of defeats their whole argument about like, oh, we need to race swap the casting to show little girls that or to appeal to little girls that aren't white or whatever. But then you get people like this who are saying like, oh no, we love the original, but then they say like, oh, we don't like the original. Or I mean, it's just a mess about what they're trying to do with this. And that is a huge problem with this new movie now, is just she is just a very insufferable type person. And when people actually dissect what they're trying to do with it, it literally is just kind of an anti-feminist message, because it's literally saying you can make a choice, and as long as you do the choice that we want, and ultimately that choice has to be anti-male. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. I mean, do you think this is an anti-feminist movie, or do you think it's like, this is just what feminism is ultimately, is anti-male? And if you like this video, make sure you click the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.